Last Sunday, I went to Jimmy's 43 on New York's Lower East Side to help kick off their Pig Week.
This week on Working Class Foodies.
I'm Jimmy Carboni. I'm the owner of Jimmy's number 43. We only buy from local farmers, and especially things like our dairy, from eggs to butter to cheese, and almost all our meats and almost all our vegetables are all from local farms. I want to serve things that I would be serving to my friends, and I want to use quality ingredients. I want to use butter from the farm. This is a place that you can come and feel good about the food you're eating and things you're drinking. Today we wanted to do a promotion for the Piggery, one of our CSAs, and we said, why don't you guys come and do a pig butchery. The Piggery brought in a whole pig. We did a CSA promotion and a pig carving and a lunch.
The event started at 1, but by noon, the line was already out the door. Brad and Heather, the farmers and owners of the Piggery, a pig farm in upstate New York, had come down with half a hog to do a butchering demonstration. First, Brad flipped the pig over, and then he removed the leaf lard.
This is our baking lard. The classic fat to make a pie. We would put this into a big pot of boiling water and vigorously boil it until the fat will actually render out of this. And then we strain away the firmer bits. The purpose of this in the pig is to protect all the other internal organs.
Next, Brad removed the ham from the pig's hindquarters.
It's just like removing a drumstick, just on a much larger scale. It's good to have sharp knives for this kind of thing. This is a fairly rough, untrimmed ham leg. For presentation's sake, that's how one would typically trim a prosciutto.
Next, Brad removed the whole shoulder.
The shoulder is basically this uppermost part of the pig. So this bone right here is actually the shoulder blade. The top of the shoulder, top half or so, is known as the Boston butt. It's a more tender part of the shoulder. This is picnic roast. So this is the middle. This is kind of the money part of the pig. Along the back are the chops. This is the very upper end of the bacon. And below that, of course, are the ribs. We're gonna cut this right along here, separating it into the belly and the loin. So this is the loin. Pork belly, of course, traditionally in America, is where we get our bacon from.
Next, Brad cut out and trimmed down the chops. Finally, it was time to break down the head, starting with the pig jowls.
So these are the jowls here. Jowl traditionally has been made into pork jowl bacon, which is a salted and smoked jowl. It's mostly fat.
After the pig was butchered, it was time for lunch.
We thought we might as well have some bluegrass music in the back room and cook a lunch. We had a great lunch today. Rebecca, you were here today making lunch with us. We made it real simple. The Piggery bought pâtés, sausages, some of their cured meats, and we made simple sandwiches and cooked beans and polenta. Very simple lunch, and I think people were really happy. We have farmers coming here, butchering and bringing us their meat, and we're cooking their food and serving it real simply, country style. And it just feels very satisfying, and it's really about the farmer. It's like the farmer's the star now, and the chef is just making the food, which is how it should be. But we're all working together, you know?
With Noah, another volunteer, and Stacy, a kitchen regular, we broiled up Piggery sausages in beer. Then sliced them and made Italian-style sandwiches with sautéed peppers and onions. Using the Piggery's pâté and soft salami, we also made banh mi-style sandwiches. You can check our blog for the recipes. It was a great addition to the salad, potato salad, polenta, and beans that were served up for our nice, simple, country-style lunch, celebrating the Piggery and Jimmy 43's CSAs.
And cheese.
Jimmy 43's Pig Week was to celebrate the launch of their all-pork CSA, which is one of 4 CSAs that are run through the restaurant.
CSAs are really straightforward. I mean, traditionally, farmers are a cyclical business. So every spring, they sell their product through the fall. In the winter, they go through their cash. So every spring, they need to borrow money from a bank. And if they have a down year, they may not be able to repay that loan. So the CSA model is that a farmer, rather than going to a bank, can get his seed money in the spring directly from consumers, which means that they can actually have more control of their destiny, have a direct connection with their consumers, and make the vegetables that people want. It allows for a more diversified, family-run farm, which is beautiful. It's what we all want. It's good for the environment, it's good for the animals, it's good for our palates, you know. And this year now we have 4 CSAs. That means almost every day there's a farmer dropping off food here, not only for us, but also for the CSA, the consumers.
If you live in New York City and you're interested in signing up for a CSA, you can still go down to Jimmy's 43 and sign up for one of the 4 there. You can also find lots of local CSAs throughout the city and in Brooklyn. For those of you not in New York but interested in joining a CSA, check out this website to find one in your neighborhood. I really want to thank Jimmy Carboni of Jimmy's 43 and the kitchen staff for letting me come in and help out during the kickoff for Pig Week. And I also really want to thank Brad and Heather of the Piggery for the great butchering demonstration and for the amazing pork products, especially the pate and the sausages. Find out more about the Piggery on their website. If you're a member of a CSA, let us know. And if you're in New York, make sure to check out Jimmy's 43 for some great local food. Be sure to check our blog for the recipes for the sandwiches from Jimmy's 43. And don't forget to let Mark Bittman know on Twitter, Facebook, and on his New York Times Diners Journal that you want to see him in a food challenge with me on Working Class Foodies. We'll see you next week on Working Class Foodies.